but there wasn't a fear of this darkness. I didn't feel alone. I didn't feel afraid. There was no sensation of dying or anything. Even though I was dead, I was more alive than I'd ever been.
Come on, Freddie.
My mind and my body stayed in that rodeo dirt right there. It was my spirit that went to heaven. And my spirit communicated with Jesus. Once with him, once in his presence, this earth and the human thoughts of everything here are gone. I didn't feel like I was separate from him. I felt like I was part of him and that he was part of me. It was just like if he had wrapped his arms around me and drew me in. He was holding me just like a mother holds a baby. It was just total acceptance. It's the most loving feeling that I've ever had. Jesus and I communicated without saying a word. You know, people talk about telepathy. It was much more than that. I felt and knew exactly what he wanted me to know, and he knew exactly what I wanted him to know. I felt the presence of others there, but I didn't see any. I didn't converse with anyone else there. My total time there was just Jesus and I. I had no thought or memory of my family that was here, which, if I was going to think of anything, I'd be thinking of my kids and my wife. But there was no thought of that. It was only joy and happiness.
So here you were in the afterlife, but it's not this 5-sense reality we have here on earth.
When you die, your spirit goes to heaven, not your body. You don't have a mouth to speak with, or ears to hear, or eyes to see. It's your spirit that's there.
So you never really got to see anything in heaven?
I got to see one thing in heaven, and it was amazing. After I fell from my horse, the cowboys in the arena got on a knee, they took off their hats, and they began to pray. The cowboys and their wives and their children, all these folks were praying. At that point, God allowed me to see the prayers that were coming up for me. It started out with one single bolt of light. It was like a lightning bolt, like in a thunderstorm. It started from down below and it came all the way up into God's presence. And then there was 2 and 3 or 5, there was 10, there was 100, and then there was 1,000. And once there were that many, they exploded into the brightest light you could ever imagine. And that's when God sent me back.